To address this inquiry, our group engaged in an interview with Professor Stephen Hinchcliffe, honing in on the research methodologies employed in his study on the regulation of antimicrobial resistance. This investigation facilitated a comprehensive understanding of how he, as an academic, strategically selects and applies research methods. Our presentation will delve into his utilisation of qualitative research methods, encompassing interviews, focus groups, and technology-assisted techniques to formulate hypotheses from gathered data. As well as this, we will look into what this means for producing contemporary geographical knowledge. From our interview with Professor Hinchcliffe, we came to understand why he uses qualitative data collection methods in his research. Firstly, the data is reliable. It offers a nuanced understanding of real-world issues, moving beyond numerical data points and helping to generate hypotheses through genuine experiences. Secondly, it enhances the understanding of individuals. The more insight that you have, the more profound and insightful questions you can pose. And finally, the data is rooted in personal experiences, perceptions, and behaviours, helping to form a richer and more contextual analysis of the data. During the interview, Professor Hinchcliffe explained the three main ways in which he collects qualitative data. Firstly, he uses interviews. Interviews, rather than seeking yes or no responses, delve into more profound inquiries concerning livelihoods and risks. They also allow him to establish a rapport with those who are being interviewed. However, this can sometimes prove challenging. In one situation he mentioned, he was followed in Bangladesh with armed guards to provide himself safety. However, while interviewing farmers, he said this may have put them off of answering questions honestly, if they may have been doing something which may have bent the law slightly. Interviews also allow Professor Hinchcliffe to elicit truthful answers that genuinely reflect farmers' reality in the cases where there is full trust. Secondly, he uses focus groups. Similar to interviews, this method enables for a more authentic comprehension of individuals' personal experiences. And finally, he uses surveys. These allow for straightforward questions to be asked and can quickly generate a multitude of answers. For example, Stephen surveyed around 300 farms in Bangladesh, enabling for a greater understanding of farms in terms of what they produce, their livelihood and risks, and how antibiotics will work within farming for them. In our interview, we also discussed with Professor Hinchcliffe his use of technology in his research, and specifically the use of the Navivo program in qualitative and mixed methods research. This program allows analysis of unstructured data such as text, audio, video, and images, and this encompasses various sources like interviews, focus groups, surveys, social media, and journal articles. These are many of the different ways in which Professor Hinchcliffe gathers data. This enables a seamless translation of data gathered from a diverse range of countries and different collection methods, and it allows it to be centralised into a storage onto a server, allowing for seamless access to data for efficient hypothesis generation. Professor Hinchcliffe also mentioned the increasing use of interviewing via Teams and Zoom or other platforms, meaning he can reach a wider audience more easily and therefore quickly gather more required information for his research.
Qualitative methods such as interviews, observations, and focus groups allow researchers to delve deeply into complex issues. By investigating individuals' experiences, perceptions, and behaviours, qualitative research can explore specifics that quantitative methods may overlook. This is essential within Steve's field of interest, which is mainly involved around social sciences, for example, the spatialities of life. As his research is very much based on an individual's experience, qualitative methods are most relevant for his work. These methods also prioritise the opinions of participants through interviews and surveys, ensuring the knowledge produced is inclusive and provides an in-depth understanding of contemporary issues. In the interview, Steve mentioned that qualitative methods lend themselves easily to ask straightforward questions to those involved, which allows him to quickly generate data based on their answers. This links in with Johnston and Sidaway 2015, which states that successful research involves making an original contribution to a field of knowledge. Through the use of qualitative methods, Steve can gauge a unique insight into participants' personal experiences and opinions to produce original and individual geographical knowledge. Steve claims he has used social media frequently in his research and sees the increasing benefits it can provide in producing and spreading geographical knowledge today. He uses social media throughout the process of researching and producing contemporary knowledge. For example, when wanting to find out about an issue or topic, he will investigate through social media platforms such as Twitter. A recent example of his use of social media was a project he conducted about badger killing. He used social media as a tool to make people communicate and gain insights on people's perspectives on certain topics. When he gathers his results and conclusions from research, he can inform individuals involved through social media. For example, during a project about Bangladeshi farmers, he got in contact with the farmers via Facebook. He found this beneficial as it's an easy way to engage with a larger group of people, specifically those directly involved in the topics he is researching. Additionally, through online blogs and large social media platforms, he has the ability to promote his geographical knowledge and headlines to larger audiences. Therefore, by presenting his research on social media platforms, which are very relevant and widely used today, Steve's work has been effective in producing and influencing contemporary geographical knowledge.
Geographers and researchers are presented with a wide array of research methods, as mentioned in the Dictionary of Human Geography. Although we've already discussed the ones that Stephen Hinchcliffe frequently uses, there are others that can be just as practical as well. It is ultimately the research interest that determines which design is suitable. Prior to conducting the interview with Stephen, we undertook initial research on qualitative methods. Comparative designs in which the researcher compares the past and present or various parallel situations are one example. These designs are frequently used to establish cause and effect relationships. Additionally, feminist designs emphasize the distinctions between men and women, especially when examining gender inequality. In situations where solutions must be developed quickly and an in-depth analysis is not possible, heuristic designs are carried out. In such cases, any information that is accessible at the time is utilized. Likewise, action design is an on-spot process that is intended to address a particular issue in a specific circumstance. Thus, there are a substantial number of research designs beyond the ones that are elaborated upon within our presentation, which are crucial to acknowledge. So our question was as follows: using an interview with a human geographer working in your department and appropriate wider readings, describe how they do research and what this means for producing contemporary geographical knowledge. The key points that we have taken from answering this question is that there are a multitude of approaches to conducting research using various methods. The researcher is responsible for selecting the ones that they believe best addresses and captures their research inquiries. In particular, Stephen Hinchcliffe has a preference for conducting research through interviews, focus groups, and surveys, as previously stated. Qualitative research as a whole offers numerous advantages in research production, including more in-depth conclusions, enhanced understanding, a variety of valuable perspectives, and can be extremely informative for the researcher. Moreover, in relation to the current geographical knowledge, our interview and independent research indicate that social media is significantly influencing the research process by facilitating the research, spreading, and production of contemporary geographical knowledge today.